The way that women react to handsome men is something that confuses men all over the world. And it may have been confusing you as well. In that when a woman sees a handsome man, you may have noticed that she gives him a look, maybe even 2 looks or 3 looks, right? Or if she's with her friend, she might give her friend a bit of a nudge and say, look at that guy, and they might be whispering things to each other. That confuses a lot of men, especially men who aren't getting that type of reaction from a woman, to the point where they fall into the show me first trap. And that means that the guy is essentially waiting for a woman to show him that she finds him attractive before he thinks that he's worthy, or before he thinks he could even have a chance with her. In his mind, he goes through life thinking that attraction must be immediate and it must happen on sight. Right? The woman must look at him and be giving him some sort of signs that she finds him attractive. Otherwise, he's just not her type, or he's not going to be attractive enough for her, or she's going to reject him. And as a result of that type of thinking, the show me first trap, where the guy is essentially hoping that the woman shows him that she finds him attractive before he can feel like, okay, yep, this girl would give me a chance, or I'm good enough, right? I can go and talk to her, or I can ask her out. As a result of that type of thinking, he naturally feels nervous around women that he finds attractive because he's not getting that type of reaction. He naturally doubts himself when he's talking to a woman that he finds attractive because she's not making it obvious that she wants to be with him sexually or romantically. So he's thinking, well, she just doesn't like me. She just doesn't see me in that way. I've seen the way that women react to handsome men, and she's not reacting in that way to me now. She's talking to me in a neutral way, in a platonic way, in a non-sexual way. She's not giving me obvious signs that she wants to be with me, so therefore I have no chance. And the thing is, I don't know what you rate yourself in terms of looks, but I recently posted in the community area of YouTube and asked my subscribers what they rate themselves in terms of looks. And there are a lot of guys who rate themselves as good looking and very good looking. However, what a lot of guys who rate themselves as average and below average looking don't understand about better looking men is that it helps a man get his foot in the door or get looks from women, but it doesn't guarantee that he's going to get the type of women that he actually wants. And the reason why is due to something that many men struggle to understand and believe in their entire lifetime. And that is that women actually place more importance on a man's non-physical traits, meaning, for example, his confidence, his level of emotional intelligence as he talks to her, his ability to make her feel feminine in comparison to his masculine approach to conversation and his masculine behavior. These are non-physical traits, and they trigger attraction inside of women, and many guys struggle to understand that and believe that. And even though someone like me will get on YouTube and show evidence of it and say, look at these studies where it has been proven time and time again that women place less importance on a man's physical appearance compared to the importance that men place on a woman's physical appearance. It's just the way that it works. Even though I'll show that, and I'll show studies that have proven that when you display non-physical traits that attract women, they actually look at your physical appearance in a more positive light. They rate you as better looking. Even though I show that type of evidence, there's always going to be a percentage of men who just cannot believe it because they're stuck in the show me first trap. And that is, they've seen the way that women react to handsome men, and they've even heard women say, the guy's got to be good looking, or I only like a handsome man, or a guy's got to be this or that. They've heard those sort of things before, and they're not getting the type of reactions that they see handsome men get, good-looking guys get. So they think, well, look, it means that I'm not attractive. I don't care what those studies have proven time and time again. What I'm experiencing in my life is that women aren't reacting to me with signs of attraction because he's stuck in the show me first trap, where he's waiting for the woman to show him first that she finds him attractive, that he is worthy. He doesn't realize that getting that type of instant reaction from her based on his physical appearance isn't necessary. If a man has really good looks, he'll get that type of reaction. But a man who is average looking and even below average looking, and some guys struggle to believe that, can make a woman feel attracted to him as he talks to her. Because there are non-physical traits and behaviors that women place so much importance on. And what confuses a lot of men, though, is that they've heard a woman say, no, I only want a really good-looking guy. I will not get with a guy unless he's really good-looking. They've heard that before. And they hold on to that as evidence for themselves to say, see, that girl said that a guy has to be good looking and he has to have abs. So therefore, the only way to be attractive to women is to be good looking and have abs. And if you don't have that type of appearance, women don't find you attractive. You've got no chance. So when you walk into a situation where there are women, just accept that you've already lost. You don't have a chance. You're not going to get any results. So why even try? Right? Or just play it safe and just talk to her in a friendly way, or just be nice. Don't try to flirt with her and create sexual tension. Don't try to shoot your shot, because you don't have a shot. You don't have six-pack abs, or you're not a male model. So just don't worry about it. Women can't find you attractive. And so for most men, they go through their life waiting for a woman's attraction to be obvious. Whereas guys who are naturally good with women create it. A natural will see a woman that he finds attractive, and he'll interact with her, and he'll display the type of traits that trigger attraction inside of women, such as, for example, being confident rather than being insecure, flirting with her rather than being neutral, being assertive if and where necessary rather than just being passive and hoping that she leads the way, having what I call untamed energy, rather than being a tamed guy and sort of holding back and being hesitant and not being willing to express your authentic personality, your authentic behavior. Instead, a natural will have more of an untamed energy. And women feel attracted to that because it takes balls to do that. It takes a lot of confidence. And it's also something that makes her feel feminine in comparison to his emotional strength. The fact that he's able to be himself in terms of how he's talking and behaving, and he's not filtering himself. He's raw. He's right there in the moment. And she's getting a brutally honest version of him, but at the same time, he's being a bit charming towards her. He's adding in some flirting, and he's being a good guy to her. Or for some guys, they'll be a bad boy and be a natural, but you don't have to be a bad boy to be a natural. You can be a good guy and be making her feel attracted to these non-physical traits, and she feels attracted. And he goes into the interaction and creates that. And therefore, she looks at him as a guy that she finds attractive. He's created the attraction rather than waiting for her to show attraction for him, like he's seen happen for really handsome men, right? Are women going to look at me and make it obvious that they like me, sort of thing? He's going through his life, he's walking through a shopping mall, are those women looking at me? I'll go and get this thing from the store now and I'll look really cool as I'm walking. Are these girls checking me out? Do they want to be with me? He's in that way of thinking that naturally causes nervousness, anxiety, self-doubt, hesitation, fear, because he's waiting for reactions from women. Help me out, women. Make me feel like I'm worthy. Show me that you want me. And if he's not getting those type of reactions, what does he think? I'm not good looking enough. I'm not worthy. I can't get women that I find attractive. They're not showing me that they find me attractive, so, I don't have any chance. And what he doesn't realize is that what's really turning women off isn't his face per se. Instead, it's his body language. It's the micro expressions of his body language. It's his behavior. It's how he's reacting to things. Women can sense the fear. They can sense the self-doubt. They can sense the neediness in terms of needing reactions from her or other people in order for him to feel confident, to feel good enough. Whereas a guy who is a natural, or a guy who has learned to have what I call emotional independence, will feel good about himself regardless of how other people are behaving, their reactions, what they're saying, what they're doing. He'll feel good about himself regardless, and as a result of that, his body language will look more confident, more appealing, more attractive to women. That will sense in his micro expressions, in his reactions to things, that he believes in himself and he's not looking to other people to help him feel good about himself. And that attracts women because it takes a lot of emotional strength. It takes social intelligence, self-awareness. He looks like a guy who has grown into his masculinity, who feels comfortable being a man. Whereas a guy who is sort of looking for reactions from people isn't comfortable being a man. He doesn't yet know that it's a good thing to be a man, that it's good to be strong emotionally, that you're allowed to be confident and believe in yourself. He doesn't yet know that, or he doesn't yet know how to do that. And as a result, the woman is getting the sense that he is weak emotionally. And he may have a good looking face. And initially the woman looks and thinks, okay, that guy's handsome. But then she looks and within a couple of seconds, she's like, but he's emotionally weak. And she's not necessarily thinking those words. Instead, she's just thinking, no. Right? Because she senses his weakness. And that's really what's most important to women. Your emotional strength, your comfort with being a man, your comfort in your own skin. You may have heard the phrase comfortable in your own skin. That guy seems like he's comfortable in his own skin. And essentially what that is about is that you're comfortable in your body. You're comfortable with who you are. And if you have emotional independence, then it's going to show in terms of how you move, how you react, how you talk, your energy, and so on. And being attractive to women doesn't mean that you have to manage and micromanage your body language and micro expressions. You don't have to be putting a lot of thought into it. Instead, it happens automatically when you have the right internal traits. For example, if a guy is stuck in the show me first trap, then he is looking for signals from women in order to feel confident. So he is what I call emotionally dependent. Right? His confidence isn't independent. He is dependent on the reactions of women to feel confident about himself. And as a result of that, what's going on the inside for him will come out on the outside in terms of his overall body language and his micro expressions. So a really obvious example is where the guy is looking like that, but most guys aren't going to be looking at women like that. Instead, they're going to be much more subtle in terms of, they are checking. They're checking to see if the woman finds them attractive, and women pick up on that. They pick up on the checking. But a guy who's a natural, a guy who really understands how to be confident, isn't checking. He doesn't need the woman to be giving him that type of reaction because he knows that he can create attraction when he starts talking to her.